The message in this election is very clear. You can't bring India to an order. These are control freaks. When we call a human being to go inside a sewer to unblock it, we don't flinch. We think it's normal, and there are some people who will do it. And it is not just tolerance, it is celebration. I celebrate your difference. I celebrate your festival. I celebrate your faith. I celebrate your language. The celebration of differences is India. The people of India have spoken back against this politics. That's a huge hit on an ideology, complete failure of that thought process. BJP doesn't understand the idea of delegating, doesn't understand the idea of many, doesn't understand the idea of cooperation. So they will make controlling structures for everything. They want one election, one test, one exam. You have brought in VVPAT to verify the vote, but then you are not counting that. You are still counting that sound, for which you brought that VVPAT. So what is my vote?
Hello Federal viewers, today my guest is Mr. Sasikanth Senthil. He was a former civil service officer and now a Jabu parliamentarian. We will talk to him about the election results, the neat irregularities and how the Congress wants to grow in Tamil Nadu. Hello sir.
Hi Prabhu.
So you won with the highest margin in Tiruvallur constituency. You are the one person who got the highest number of margin in Tamil Nadu. What worked out in your favor?
I think, many things worked. Primarily, this was an election based on an ideology. This was an ideological fight. And largely, I think the people of Tiruvallur and Tamil Nadu, to a larger extent, understood this fight. And they were predetermined that which way they will go. That is one thing. Second thing is that the people of Tiruvallur, they have traditionally been very progressive. They have been very, I should say, voting for Congress for a long time. It's a Congress kind of constituency. And during the campaign, the promises that we made, that connected a lot.
Are campaigning against the manhole deaths and you are talking to youngsters. What's your action plan? How will it work out?
My understanding of these things, is slightly, broader. It is not just, that people are not finding the way to solve this issue. I seriously believe that this is actually by design, there is a casteist society which has to maintain caste, and to maintain caste, the best way for them is to have such occupations where the lowest caste can indulge, and then through that you can dehumanize them. That's the way you maintain the subservience of the lowest caste. So after laws being made, after everybody knowing that this is wrong, illegal, everything, why is the society still allowing this to happen? Even today, we don't flinch when we call a human being to go inside a sewer to unblock it. We don't flinch. We think it's normal, and there are some people who will do it and they have to do it. So there is a larger social reason for this to happen. My job in my constituency and outside also is to bring this out. I think this generation is not willingly ready to engage in all these things. But caste is such a very intelligent creature. It actually is internalized in many ways. We don't realize it until somebody shows it to you. To start with, have we made good designs, which doesn't need human intervention? We have not made. We are still working on the same old designs where somebody has to get into it.
But there are many technologies that have come up.
Yeah, many technologies has come up. I think slowly we'll have to move forward, but it cannot happen without this understanding of the impact of caste.
How walking worked out for Congress, unlike the vigorous campaign by the social media, using social media platforms by the BJP, and probably one of your friends, Mr. Annamalai also. What was the message that was said in this? What is the message in this election, you think?
No, the message in this election is very clear. I have been telling that the idea of India is very unique. It is an idea which is not a discovery, it is a natural formation, and it's very unique. I think all Indians should be very proud of this, because never ever, I don't I have not seen so much of diversity coming together and to gel as a single, entity. That's India. And it is not just tolerance, it is celebration. I celebrate your difference, I celebrate your festival, I celebrate your faith, I celebrate your language. The celebration of differences is India. It's not tolerance. I don't think we just don't tolerate, because I lived in my street. If there is Ramzan, everybody is waiting for that biryani to come. If there is Diwali, everybody is like ready to burst crackers, and so we celebrate it. So this idea is a very unique idea in my opinion. So now we have to understand that it is also maintained through a beautiful chaos. You don't find order in India, you find that beauty of chaos, that diversity bubbles everywhere. So the message in this election is very clear. You can't bring India to an order, you can't control it by cracking the whip and trying to show that you are the majority and you will do whatever you want. That is not possible. The people of India have spoken back against this politics, and that's a huge hit on an ideology, complete failure of that thought process, which we have been telling for a long time. But the last 10 years people started having doubts that whether India will go this way, become a majoritarian state. We just proved it wrong.
How do you look at the NEET irregularities? First, the minister said there were no irregularities. Now, Minister Dharmendra Pradhan says there are some malpractices and they are fixing it.
Look, BJP doesn't understand the idea of delegating, doesn't understand the idea of many, doesn't understand the idea of cooperation. They need control. So they will make controlling structures for everything. They want one election, one test, one exam. Everywhere in this world, you take, if you go take this education alone, wherever they have made this massive one test, it has always failed, because it will fail, because system is so leaky, it will fail. They want to control women, they want to control what we eat, they want to control what we do, they want to control what faiths we have, they want to control who we speak to, so these are control freaks, and I don't think they are even a fit in this modern society. Anybody who is progressive and modern, I think, should keep an arm's distance from that ideology.
Can you talk a bit more on the confusion, the chaos among the student community now? What they are up to with all these irregularities coming up? Students who studied hard, toiled like anything. I met a student who was in a ventilator for almost 4 months.
These kind of exams only benefit a kind of business, the business of, so they use this word cracking the exam, it's such a painful word to use in education, so the idea of these massive tests will only lead to benefit of people who are going to go into coaching and spend their time only on this exam, rather than so the kids have completely been thrown out of what is education all about. More than that, the Tamil Nadu's report on NEET very clearly says how it is completely favoring the privileged, the people who have the wherewithal to manage all these things, and the social justice has crumbled, and we are moving towards a meritocracy, which is again a very fake concept, that people start believing that merit is everything, and then my merit is because of my work. No, merit is as if money, being born in a rich family, is by chance, then getting merit is also by chance, because your merit comes not from only your capability, but on the capability of your parents to educate you, to give you this knowledge. So being born to those kind of parents is again chance, so money and merit are not two different things. They are all
so the inequality starts from the birth.
Yeah, rather than putting them into a pigeonhole and asking them to fight with each other, I don't think that's the right thing to do. And this NEET is a complete flop, and I'm very, very absolutely stressed out by what we do to our children by doing all this.
You resigned from the civil services saying the democracy is a threat and you want to contribute your part. How will you take this up?
No, this is not only about 370. These are all manifestations of a politics, and we will fight against this politics. Now the country has spoken. It is not with these guys. We will fight to, kind of clean what these guys have done for the last 10 years. I am very clear that not only me, many people from civil society, from parties, from intellectuals, common people, we will fight this idea of making this.
What's your take on the allegations on tampering of EVMs in Mumbai?
Look, in that case, there was a lot of reporting, misreporting, facts, non-facts. I think the RO also came out and gave a statement on what happened, and the EVM is on. There's no way that a mobile phone can be used to unlock the EVM. I do accept. I have worked in all those things, but the moot question still is that ECI is not developing confidence in voters. It is not forthcoming with many things. The issues raised by the political parties are very valid issues. We are telling that, see, your system right now, there is no way that I can verify that my vote has been polled to the same person that I did. You have brought in VVPAT to verify the vote, but then you are not counting that. You are still counting that sound, for which you brought that VVPAT. So what is my vote? Is that sound or is this paper? If this paper is the vote, then this is what you have to count. But you can't tell that you verify in this paper, but I'll count the sound. So there are so many discrepancies which are valid, and the ECI is hell bent on not explaining all these things. So naturally, then this suspicion about EVM starts, and once suspicion starts, any electronic gadget, how will you defend saying that it is unhackable and stuff? There is always a possibility. So I think this whole problem is not only in the EVM, but it's for the ECI's attitude of not coming out with what it is supposed to do with the people.